catching feelings, baby. You give me feelings. You give me feelings. I just keep it satisfied.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Nini TV. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe to this video if you are new. I'm here to give you content and reviews, maybe a couple of vlogs, so make sure you stay tuned and let's get into this video. So today we are reviewing Married to Medicine Season 9, Episode 9. And it starts off with Heavenly and Damon. She goes in and she goes to his office, brings some lunch. They sit and discuss about what happened at their last gathering between her and Contessa. So their whole big thing this whole season is all about Heavenly talking mess on her YouTube channel. Let's be real, y'all. Everyone talks about everybody, especially on this show. Their confessionals, behind their back, even to their face. So at this point, I feel like I understood why Contessa was upset originally. Because, you know, she felt like that was her friend. And even though I even said it on TV, I wouldn't want you to go back and repeat what I said. I don't think Heavenly lied on her, though. She keeps saying lies. Now, Heavenly made an assumption that, you know, Scott was abusive to her. You know, Contessa never came out her mouth and said Scott's been abusive and all this other stuff. But from what we have gathered, you can assume that, okay, it can come off as abusive. So that wasn't a lie, but it was an assumption. And then on Heavenly's point of view, it's like, okay, I haven't said nothing that you haven't already said to the people. So I don't understand why you're so mad. And then you wait to bring this up on TV. And we haven't spoken how long? So, of course, you know, they have their beef back and forth. So this has been going on the whole season. And it's really getting on my nerves at this point. And then we switch over to Contessa and Scott at their practice over there. And they're also discussing the night. Scott's kind of also fed up with it. It's always tit and tat for the both of them. So he's also over it. Contessa claims she's going to give Heavenly a pass because of her mom. And I feel like giving her a pass, you really just need to let the whole thing go. I think at this point, Contessa feels with her because she also lost her mother, which I know anyone who lost their mom would be, you know, in distress. So, but I don't think giving her a pass is the right way to say. So I feel like at this point, they need to just throw it under the rug. It's really getting old and tired, and I really do not want this to carry on to the next season. So I really thought they apologized and got over it in Vegas. This would turn around and go back and forth at the table. So they got over that, and then we go back to Heavenly and Damon. Damon says that, you know, Heavenly's usually nice to him, you know, and, you know, he usually doesn't do things like that. He's kind of basically over everything also, because he kind of let Heavenly have it a little bit at the dinner. Really everyone, but also let, you know, his wife know, like, you need to chill out just a little bit because it's really getting on my nerves, and you can change what you do on your end. Don't worry about her. You can change what you do, which I do respect him for that. Some people don't like that he did that. I see some people complain that he shouldn't have addressed his wife. He shouldn't tell his wife to be quiet because that's, like, bad or whatever, as if that's, like, her child or whatever. But, I mean, I didn't find anything wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like, you let your wife or spouse know, like, you messed up. I want someone to be honest with me to sit here. You can support me, but also be honest with me. Don't lie to me. So, that was that. Heavenly apologized for her behavior. And she says that her mom dying is also not an excuse for her behavior. So, even she says that, you know, her mother's passing is no excuse. But yeah, Contessa is trying to give it like an excuse. So, I don't know. The whole feud need to die down. So, now we got Audra. She actually finally now has a confessional. She discusses her marriage with her man. They went to the courthouse, you know, because the whole COVID thing. So, they really couldn't have too much going on. Nothing was really open up. But now they want to have a ceremony and everything like that. But their problem is, Audra like to spend money, y'all. She liked to spend money. And she didn't realize how much she was racking up when it comes to the wedding. So they're discussing with people the budget. And I think at one point she said she had an invoice for $25,000 for fucking flowers. I would not spend $25,000 on no flowers. I'm sorry. So they're trying to figure out the right rate of budget so they can have their wedding. So Anila and her annoying mother, they're in the car. Apparently, the mom has been the nanny slash grandma since their last nanny had left. So they had gave them some rules. She doesn't like the rules too much, y'all. But they're riding in the car, and Anila's telling her mother that she has a hair showroom that she'll be doing real Indian hair and stuff like that. So, which is nice. Like, they go to the place, y'all. Anila's mom literally complains about everything this girl do. Your daughter is 45 years old. Last episode, they went to go get an O shot. You gonna tell her she can't get an O shot? How you gonna tell someone to do with their vagina and they're 45 years old? Then on top of that, like, Anila, why would you even bring your mom to the O shot and begin with if she ain't gonna get one? That don't make no sense. So that's on you. But when it comes to this, like, they go into the place, she talks about the towel. Oh, this is too big. Oh, this is too big. How you gonna clean this? You don't need all this space and this, that, and the third. But yet they flash back to her house and she goes, oh, this is not big enough. You need something bigger, Anila, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, girl, is this your place or is this your daughter's stuff? You're supposed to be here for support. Everything she does, you have a problem with. If it's not something that you want to do, it's a problem. I cannot deal with that. And the things with Anila, she will not put her foot down. Please put your foot down with your mama. She will not stop. Oh, she's all traditional. She's an Indian mom, and I want to hear her mouth, so let's go do what she wants me to do. That's the problem. You got to cut it off. Like, girl, come on now. How you gonna live your life? How you think your husband gonna feel? How it's gonna affect your kids? Think about that. So we jump to this small scene, with the men. They're hanging out. They always have the little hangouts and stuff per episode. They discuss the O shot that the women have. Eugene calls out Toya for not being as freaky as she comes off to be. That she pretty much all talk. I think her and Heavenly are like that. I think Heavenly at one point did admit that she's not as sexual anymore. But yeah, she always throws it in that, she does all these things and all this other stuff, which makes Damon uncomfortable. And Eugene uncomfortable. I think the women need to realize, like, you talking about all that sexual stuff, they don't like it. And you probably telling a lie anyway, which we really don't even care what y'all doing in your bedroom. Trust me, we do not care. So they was talking about that, and then they was getting, manicures, little massages and stuff like that. So, a nice little get together and stuff like that. Eugene brings up, he's tired, and stressed about work. He's questioning his job at the moment. Not really his job, but want to venture out and do other things, which I don't blame him. He has other things going on in his household, which we will get into in just a second. So Eugene, after the fact, wants to see, kind of what Damon does, outside the ER and all this other stuff that he does. So he goes to his practice. They talk. He is still talking about how he's tired of how COVID really messed everything up for him. I think COVID was a breaking point. I feel like he always felt like he was stressed and tired. The lifestyle that him and Toya have is ridiculous. Toya wants a lifestyle that she really, I won't say can't afford, because I'm not quite sure how the finances are, but clearly each season they jump from house to house to house to house. And they claim, last time, they didn't have the tennis court I wanted. Let's move. We all know it's because of finances. You just built it, like your dream home. You wrote down, on the little wood stuff that you have, building the house. You made sure it was your house, and you move over a tennis court, over a pool, over little small stuff. Doesn't make any sense to me. And they still just bought another plot of land to build another home. So, anyways, so I think there's more to it than just the COVID thing. I think Toya is not making it any better on him by pushing him to do so many hours where she just gets her money from the show. So I feel like she needs to venture out and do more things. I think now she has like a winery thing out. I'm not quite sure about that, but she needs to get it together. And then Toya, she speaks out also to someone, and she discusses that this isn't a lifestyle that she planned or wanted. And she says that the kids noticed it and says that, Mom, you don't look so happy and all those other things. But she didn't notice it until just now that she was not too happy. And I feel like part of it starts with you, Toya. You can definitely change your own life. It starts off with you. What can you do to fix the situation? Think about things that, you can bring to it, instead of pointing a finger at Eugene all the time. Which she did say, she tends to blame it on Eugene for certain things and that. But she feels the reason why certain things don't happen, she feels like, okay, there's certain things she's due with Eugene to help him out, but she feels like she will not get the same in return. So at that point, that little small part I do understand, because you don't want to give too much and then you don't get the same in return. You know what I mean? So it's like, but you're also in a marriage. You gotta do what you gotta do for your spouse and vice versa. And if it's a problem, you gotta communicate. That's the problem. So they need to figure it out, and that's it. All right, so lastly, I'm gonna go back to Anila's mom, right? So we're in the house. You got open lids. You got plates of food and stuff from this morning. Like, they even had their breakfast from this morning out. Anila has like this photographer coming in like 30 minutes. So, she's getting her mom about cleaning up, which was one of her rules on the list, was to clean up after yourself and stuff like that. Now, Anila's mom wants to say that you don't teach them nothing. You don't teach them kids to clean up behind themselves. Now, that's the only thing I will agree with Anila's mom. I feel like Anila, she don't even, I wouldn't say know how to be a mom, but the responsibility she has, even when the first nanny left, maybe like that first week, she was struggling so bad about feeding her kids, what to do, be on time, just waking them up, doing little small things, tying their shoe, little small stuff. She was complaining about that. Like, girl, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, the nanny's not supposed to be the mom. They're supposed to help you when you can't do what you need to do. But you were struggling just doing the little small inconvenient stuff. So I agree on that part. You need to know what your kids need. You need to tell them simple household stuff. Throw away things behind you. That's not that hard to do. Tell them, okay, put your plate in the sink. Put this in the trash. They might be young, but they know common sense. They know what a trash can is. They know what a sink is. Just tell them what to do. When you're done, push your chair in or do something like that. Now, when it comes to like sweeping and like wiping down stuff, okay, cool. Grandma, get with it now. Get with it. But the little small stuff, I do agree. The kids don't know their own self-responsibility, because you have the nanny do everything. And you definitely don't spend time with them enough to tell them what to do around the house. So that part I do agree with. Now, when it comes to them going to the closet, Anila was attempting to put her foot down, y'all. But her mom was like, don't talk to me, don't be mean to me, don't talk to me mean, and all kinds of stuff. And then she don't listen to the rules, and she don't need the rules. Mind you, one of the rules is washing your hands, cleaning up behind yourself, and all this other stuff. You mean to tell me you're not going to abide by those rules? You just dirty. You dirty, girl. I don't like that too much. Like, oh, I'll do it when I'm done. As if this is your house. This is not your house. Everything you do is your daughter's stuff. But the only reason why she does it is because Anila allows it to do it. You 45. Tell her what's up. What's she gonna do about it? This your house. You need to get with the girl. Alright, but that's all that I have for today as far as that episode. I will rate it. I rate the episode a 5 out of 10 because nothing really major happened. Quad really wasn't in it. Simone wasn't in it at all, really. Jackie, she had like a very, very small scene with, a lesbian coming in checking about, her little coochie or whatever. Because, usually they feel like, okay, because they lesbians, they gotta go get their little thing checked. You still gotta get checked. It doesn't even matter which way you go. You got a vagina, get it checked. But besides that, I think it was kind of like a filler episode. So without further ado, I'm out, guys. Bye.